So, what is going on, guys? Today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figuarts Yamcha, Earth's foremost fighter. And this is, well, a Figuart of sorts. And he is Yamcha. I got him from eBay from a place called Oyo, if I'm not mistaken. Him and his counterpart, Dr. Gero. Well, as you can see, we've already taken a look at Dr. Gero a little while ago. He'll be back in this review, don't worry. As far as it goes with Yamcha here, he is kind of overpriced, if I'm being honest. He's like one of those figures that comes with nothing, but is still at the price point of like $70 somehow. I don't understand it, and we'll see why here in a second when we get him out of the box. And getting Yamcha out of the box, you can definitely see why I think this guy's a little overpriced for what he is. Included, we have 3 alternate faces, one of which can only be used with Dr. Gero, 3 alternate hands, which aren't even, like, good alternate hands. They're the typical alternate hands you get with the Goku figures. And this part here, which again is for Dr. Gero and not Yamcha. So realistically for Yamcha, we're going to count all that out. So you get 3 pairs of hands, 2 alternate faces. Yeah, that's a little intriguing. And getting Yamcha out of the box, here he is, and he's certainly Yamcha. He has what you'd expect from Yamcha, which is the turtle gi, but this one has the short hair because it's Cell Saga Yamcha. Me personally, I like the long hair more, but that figure is way too much, and he currently ain't in that fan vote top 10, so he ain't winning nothing. But this guy is pretty alright nonetheless, although he is basically just Goku in a way. I'm going to try to get down my Super Saiyan God Goku, because there is reuse of parts in here, which would mostly be the thighs, the kneecaps. These are new because of how the bottom works out, but they're very similarly sculpted. Shoulders are different though, luckily, and I mean, it's just mostly the kind of core section here that's the same. The arms might be the same as well, I'm thinking. I think the arms would also be the same, but I mean, it's pretty obvious they're just going to reuse Goku on him. I mean, the only new parts really are the chest, the head, again, these kind of shins, the shoes, and I mean, that's really it. He's mostly Goku reuse, and that's kind of a shame. But, again, Yamcha's really close, so makes sense. And, I mean, overall, he just has that nice look, I guess, of typical turtle gi. He has some shading down here on the knee area. He does have different sleeve components, as you just seen. He doesn't really have, like, the shirt, so that's why the whole chest is different. He has the more kind of slimmed-down look. Is that the King Kai or the turtle symbol? I always forget. Wait a minute. Huh? 2 different symbols. I've never clocked that. He has 2 different symbols on him. Odd. But as far as it goes, it looks pretty good. I mean, he is Yamcha. I mean, looking at him, there he is. And we're just going to talk about the hands not on the figure because there's only 3 of them, and they're all the same. We'll see them in the posing segment. I'm just going to grab them off to the side here because why not? It's a little easier just to grab them. He has fists, of course. Ki Blast hands, because everybody has Ki Blast hands. Literally every figure except Saiyan Raised on Earth Goku. Again. Gripping hands, and these are just Goku hands. Like I said, he is literally just Goku, so all of these hands are Goku hands. Goku stance hands. All of them are reuse hands. We've seen them before. There is no difference between any of the hands. For his head sculpt, it does look quite good. It looks nice. They did get these scars on Yamcha's face pretty good. The one over the eye and then the one on the cheek. How he got those, I still don't know, honestly. No idea. The short hair is nice. It's very spiky. And to swap his faces, it is pretty basic and easy. You just rip his face off. And ta-da. Whoa, Yamcha. I don't know if that's more of an angry Yamcha or a surprised Yamcha. That seems more surprised than angry. And I mean, overall, that's just how that goes. And his other face here, before we talk about Dr. Gero, is his teeth grit, because he needs teeth grit faces. The other face he has, which, as I mentioned, is a bit more specific to another figure, that being Dr. Gero, who we're going to get in here. So for this next bit, we need Dr. Gero. And I mean, if you don't have Dr. Gero, well, then these parts are kind of useless. And again, are kind of those stupid parts that make no sense. So what you're going to need to do for Dr. Gero is you're actually going to need to come in and remove parts of him. Not that part. He has removable arm parts that all come off at various different points, which is kind of crazy. Is it that way? Am I stupid? I think I might be stupid. I was right the first time. It is just this. So basically, this section here just plugs into Dr. Gero's arm, like so. And then from there, remove his left hand, and then you have to try to pose them up correctly. So you basically have the hand attached to Yamcha's face, which just goes like that. And then you also have to get this all aligned proper like. And then you take the back section and it just kind of clips in under. Like so. I know the front one's not really clipped on. But you get this, which is when Dr. Gero pretty much just stabs Yamcha through the chest using his own hand, which was pretty horrifying. Honestly, that just happened out of nowhere. And it's something that certainly does happen in the show, and it's a cool thing that you can recreate it. But realistically, I think these parts probably should have came with Dr. Gero and not Yamcha. Because again, that makes this Yamcha figure a little bit, why do you have parts for another figure who's equally as expensive, by the way? He's equally as expensive, and honestly, he's better. Which is kind of strange to say, but Dr. Gero is kind of better. And yes, I know his face plate's popping off, but it's best I could do with showing how to set it up without actually, like, taking the time to pose it. Anyway, that is Yamcha's accessories. So now we have Yamcha's articulation, which is pretty good. Ball joint in the head. Yay! The neck movement, forward and back, outward. Butterfly isn't too great. Swivel, double elbow, ball joint at the wrist along with the hinge. Does have waist articulation. The ab crunch is kind of there. The belt can move around. Forward and back. Outward is a bit restricted because of these. Again, he has Goku's hips, so he has the same problem. Double jointed knee. The feet are on a ball joint, so they have some pretty good range. And, of course, he has a toe bend. So he's pretty much as basic as you'd expect. If you own a Goku, you kind of get what Goku has with Yamcha here. He's literally just a Goku clone, after all, in this figure. He's just reusing all of Goku's parts. So as far as it goes with him, that's basically it for him. So what are my final thoughts on Yamcha? He's alright, I guess. I mean, he is overpriced, like I had mentioned. He's a way too overpriced, if I'm being honest. He should have actually only been a basic release. The accessories are not there. That one extra accessory does not justify the price to me. And again, he's reuse of a figure that's typically $30. So it doesn't make sense. And I'm pretty sure he's not premium Bandai or anything like that. So it's just kind of like they just did that to do it. And that sucks. Because again, Yamcha's one of those characters. Him and Tien are weird. Because, you know, they're part of the Z Fighters, and if you want the Z Fighters, who do you think the two most expensive Z Fighters I own are? Tien and, well, not Yamcha. I think it actually might be Gotenks that I have there, but I mean, he counts. But out of the Cell Saga gang, it actually is Tien and Yamcha that are my most expensive, which is almost baffling. Tien is still my most expensive Figuart I've bought individually. I've spent more than Tien, but I've gotten more than just one figure. Well, 1.5 figures in Tien's case, because Chiaotzu's there too. But Yamcha here just doesn't deserve his price point. He just really doesn't. He doesn't deserve any of it. He should have been a cheap figure, but he's not. He's just kind of there. And again, it's Yamcha. And this figure basically exists to be an accessory to another figure. So you can do one of those iconic poses, pretty much. The other Yamcha is probably better, but again, he's like $200. So take your pick here. I'm not sure if Oyo still has him. They might. If you go on eBay and look up Oyo, they are located in France. But they did actually have quite the selection of, like, strange figures. I got Jiro from them. I got Superhero Broly. I got the Gammas. I got a lot of fully... I don't know if... Actually, I didn't get the Gammas. I got the Gammas from another place called Figurine Collector in France, but they do have the Gammas as well on Oyo. They also have a lot of... They have the new Vegeta as well, the newer armored Vegeta. They have him there as well. So they have a lot of stuff. I'd go check them out. But that's really it. He's just kind of a fine figure. There's not much to say about it. He's good. He's passable as if you want a Yamcha. So he's probably the one you should go for. Anyway, that's really all for this review. This has been my review of SH Figuarts Yamcha, Earth's Foremost Fighter. This has been Elite signing out.